Today we're going to be taking a look at a hand from the recent World Bridge Games between Korea and Argentina in the quarterfinals. I think this hand came from the second segment of that match. Might have been the first segment. But Kim and Lee were up against Bianchetti and Maddala. In the other room, East-West got to 3 no trump and had no difficulty picking up the club and heart suits to make 12 tricks, in fact. 5 clubs, 5 hearts after unblocking the 10, and 2 aces. In this room, Kim and Lee had a little bit more of a descriptive relay auction and land themselves in a relatively good 6 club contract that on the surface looks like you might just need to pick up the trump suit if they're 2-2. But with the 4-0 club split, this is what ended up happening at the table. South led the 7 of spades. North put up the king. Declare won the ace. Tried the ace of clubs, potentially playing the opening leader for the club queen. And when South showed out, a few more tricks went by. 10 of hearts cashed, a club to the king. A couple of hearts trying to pitch some diamonds from the east hand. North roughed in. South took a spade trick and, not wanting to compromise their diamond king, just returned a heart. Declare was able to pitch 2 more diamonds, so the defense never got a diamond trick, but this was down 1. At the end of the hand, it was pointed out to me that this is a very interesting double dummy problem. And before we take a look at what the official double dummy analysis is, I want to show an interesting possibility in the play. So let's first take a look at what happens if South leads a diamond. And again, we're going to be considering this double dummy, but from a single dummy perspective, we can also try and analyze how Declare might be thinking about the play of this hand. So Declare probably is thinking that if I'm able to guess the club suit, I might have 12 tricks. I can take 2 pointed suit aces, the ace of diamonds, ace of spades. I can unblock the 10 of hearts, or possibly even overtake the 10 of hearts if that suit splits 4-3 to get 5 heart tricks, and I'll be able to get 5 clubs. So when the opening diamond lead goes to the jack in North's hand, it might seem natural to Declare to win the ace of diamonds at trick 1. But there's an issue, even if we happen to guess the club suit here. Let's say we were to continue a small club. South now really wants to hold on to all 5 of these hearts because the heart suit is actually blocked. If South ever discards a heart, Declare will be able to pull 5 rounds of trumps, overtake the 10 of hearts with the jack, and take 5 heart tricks, as well as the ace of spades, ace of diamonds for 12 tricks. So South is going to start pitching spades and diamonds on these tricks. We win the king of clubs, and if all we do is continue pulling trumps here, South just continues to pitch spades and diamonds. And once again, continuing to pitch spades and diamonds here. Pitch another diamond. All the trumps have been pulled. Declare might think that he's actually done fairly well at this point. Will lead the 10 of hearts, overtaking with the jack. But now when Declare tries to cash a few more hearts, he'll get the bad news. North shows out. He can pitch a spade, and he can pitch a diamond, but there's no way to get rid of both diamond losers in his hand. So Declare will end up down 1. The defense just has a little bit too much power in the diamond and heart suits from here. So this line of play doesn't exactly work. But what Declare could do instead, after a diamond opening lead, if he's preparing for this potential 5-2 heart split, and now we're talking kind of more double dummy lines, is to duck the opening lead. And the best thing the defense can probably do from here is to try and knock out the spade ace. They've already got their diamond trick in. If they can get a spade trick, they're going to beat the contract. So spade comes back, Declare wins the ace. And now, given that Declare playing double dummy knows about the 4-0 club split, we can begin by unblocking the 10 of hearts, cashing the diamond ace, roughing a diamond with a low trump, and now we can start playing hearts through North. And North has no recourse for this line of play. We get to pitch one spade. And if North never roughs in, we'll take a look at two different possibilities here, because there's a lot of options for the defense, like when North chooses to rough, what they choose to rough with. But just for simplicity, let's take a look at what happens if North never roughs in. We continue pitching all of the losers from East's hand. We play yet another heart. North continues discarding, hoping that their Queen Fourth of Trumps is going to be good enough, but it's not. Now Declare can just cash the Club King, lead the Jack of Clubs for a finesse, and if North covers, the Ace 10 9 of Clubs will pull trumps. North doesn't cover, we're still in the West hand for another finesse. Instead, it would be a little bit stronger defense for North to rough in on the third round of hearts. But Declare has a counter. Declare has overruffed, so they still have a spade loser, and Declare can't exactly just pull 3 rounds of trumps. They would be stuck in the East hand afterwards and have no way to get back to Dummy's hearts. But instead, we can just play another club, win the king, and then once again continue playing hearts. As before, if North discards, we're just going to pitch both of our losers, so North has to rough in. But now we overruff, we cash the Ace of Clubs, which pulls the last trump, and now we can rough a diamond over to the West hand, cash the Heart Queen to pitch our spade, and the 10 of Clubs will represent the 12th trick. So a diamond opening lead would result in Declare being able to make this double dummy by ducking the opening lead. And this is one of the reasons why I frequently will advocate for ducking opening leads. It's not necessarily that you know ahead of time that trumps are 4-0 or that hearts are 5-2 and you need to unblock the 10 of hearts before getting over to the West hand. It's just gaining that extra flexibility by ducking an opening lead as opposed to winning the trick means that you can control the flow of play from there. So this is just another example where ducking the opening lead when you have Ace Fourth opposite a doubleton, or Ace Third opposite a doubleton, or sometimes even Ace Doubleton opposite a doubleton is a very strong line of play. Declare could make it by winning the Ace of Diamonds and returning one at trick 2, but it does complicate the play a little bit. So similarly, on a heart opening lead, Declare can just take the same line of play and duck a diamond himself. So for example, if South got off to the heart lead, Declare rides it around to the 10 and then ducks a diamond, and we get to effectively the same position that we've seen before. But what happens if South leads a spade? Well, on the actual hand, South did lead a spade. And I think the spade chosen was the 7 because they're playing 3rd and 5th best leads. Declare on this trick played the 8 of spades, and North had played the king. Well, this actually allows for a very interesting problem from a double dummy perspective, and I would highly recommend that you pause the video to try and solve this one yourself, because it's not that complicated, but it is instructive in its own right. So I'm now going to show how you actually end up making 6 clubs from here after the king of spades was played from North. Declare can win the ace of spades and immediately play 5 rounds of clubs, and South's hand now comes under unbearable pressure on these tricks. South has to keep that queen of spades in hand now, because with North's king of spades knocked out, the jack of spades becomes a threat card against South. South also has to keep 5 hearts. So we can kind of visualize the end position that's going to occur. South must keep 5 hearts, and South must keep the spade queen. We'll have played 1 round of spades, and we'll have cashed 5 rounds of clubs, which means 6 tricks have gone by. There's only 7 cards remaining in each player's hand. With South having been forced to keep 5 hearts and the spade queen, South only has 1 diamond in hand. The ace of diamonds will extract that card from South, so South will be down to 5 hearts and the queen of spades. And now South has gotten stepping stone squeezed. We can lead the 10 of hearts, exit a spade to South, leaving a ton of losers in East's hand, but South down to just hearts will have to give us access to the stranded ace, king, queen, jack of hearts and dummy. So let's play through the hand. That's the idea. and now we'll see how it functions in practice. So once again, South can't pitch hearts. South can't pitch the queen of spades ever. So South's hand is going to be in a lot of trouble as we pull trumps. Jack of clubs, North covers, not that ducking would help. South can pitch a diamond. 10 of clubs, South can pitch another diamond. The 9 of clubs, South can pitch the 10 of spades. But then on the very last club, South has a problem. Again, has to keep the spade queen, has to keep 5 hearts. South has to pitch down to a singleton diamond, and it doesn't matter which one they discard. North's hand doesn't really matter at this point. We cash the ace of diamonds to strip South's diamond card. Now we play the 10 of hearts, and if we were playing this single dummy, Declare would probably overtake the 10 of hearts with the jack here, but since we can see all the hands, we let the 10 of hearts hold, and now we exit a spade. South wins the queen, and if North was on lead, North could cash 3 defensive tricks to beat this contract. Several tricks. But with South on lead, South has to play a heart. All of Dummy's hearts are good. Declare makes the rest. So finally, the question is, how can the defense do better on this hand? A diamond lead doesn't work, a heart lead doesn't work, a spade appears to have some problems with it, but the defense actually can do a little bit better, and it requires North to find the play of sticking in the 9 of spades at trick 1. Now, this is a really hard play to find. Obviously, from a single dummy perspective, Declare might have ace 10 third and a slightly different hand, and therefore North would just give away the contract immediately. Declare would win the 10 of spades at trick 1 and not have to deal with any spade losers. But if North plays the 9 of spades, Declare is slated to go down. Let's just take a look at that previous line of play, and then you can work out the remainder of the details for yourself. So if Declare decides to run 5 rounds of clubs again, the difference here is that South is no longer required to keep the spade queen. With North having the king of spades, this will take South off of a potential throw-in later, because North will be able to overtake their partner's queen of spades with the king. So if we once again were to try and run 5 rounds of clubs, South can start discarding a couple diamonds, a couple of spades. As Declare pulls trumps, but now on the 5th round of trumps, it's absolutely okay for South to discard a diamond here. We try once again to throw a diamond from the west hand. North plays the 4 of spades. And now, if we try the same plan as previously, ace of diamonds to cash, 10 of hearts, we don't overtake, and we try to exit the 2 of spades, North saves their partner in this scenario by overtaking the queen of spades with the king, and in fact, the 6 of spades is even high, so North can cash 2 diamonds, and the 6 of spades, the contract will go down several tricks from there. So the only way to defeat the contract at trick 1 is for South to lead a spade, and if they don't play one of their high ones, North has to stick in the 9. So we can just take a look, double dummy. This is the only thing that North can do to defeat the contract, play the 9 of spades right here at trick 1. Understandable that Bianchetti missed this from a single dummy perspective, of course, and also understandable that Kim did not work out the correct line of play, especially given that he misguessed the clubs originally. But cute hand from the World Bridge Games quarterfinal matchup between 2 very strong teams. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.